In the past, it was common for foreigners, particularly seasonal visitors, to work casually in bars, restaurants or hotels along the Turkish coast. However, those days are long gone. Turkey now enforces strict employment and immigration laws, and working without a proper permit is illegal. Penalties for doing this can include fines, deportation and temporary bans on re-entry. All foreigners who wish to work in Turkey must hold both a valid residence permit and a work permit issued by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, or Çalışma ve Sosyal Güvenlik Bakanlığı. These permits are employer specific, meaning that you can only work for the company named on your permit and in the specified role and location. The rules are very straightforward. If you're visiting Turkey for tourism, you are not allowed to work. Most nationalities, including British citizens, can enter Turkey under the visa-exempt system, which allows stays of up to 90 days within any 180-day period. This means that in any 6-month window, you can only spend a total of 90 days in Turkey as a visitor. During this period, you may travel, rent short-term accommodation and enjoy the country, but you cannot undertake paid or unpaid work, whether for a Turkish or foreign employer, and you cannot engage in any activity that might be considered employment. Attempts to work informally, for example in tourist resorts or hospitality businesses, are now closely monitored by local authorities, especially in the coastal provinces such as Antalya, Muğla and Aydın. Inspections are frequent, and both the worker and the employer face substantial fines if found in breach of the law. To work legally in Turkey, a foreign national must have a valid employment offer from a Turkish registered company. The employer must apply for the work permit on your behalf. Foreigners cannot apply independently. The standard procedures are that you must first hold a residence permit that is valid for at least 6 months, except for work visa holders arriving directly from abroad. Secondly, your employer submits the work permit application online to the Ministry of Labour and Social Security within 10 working days of your signing an employment contract. If approved, the permit is valid for 1 year and can later be renewed for 2 and then 3 years at a time. Once issued, your work permit acts as a residence permit, allowing you to stay in Turkey legally while employed. Employers are required to demonstrate that no suitable Turkish candidate is available for the role and must meet minimum capital and employment quotas, typically employing at least 5 Turkish citizens for each foreign worker. You also have to be careful about working without pay, as this still counts as work under Turkish law if the activity benefits an organisation or replaces a paid role. However, registered volunteering may be permitted in limited circumstances. If you wish to volunteer for a charitable organisation, NGO or international foundation in Turkey, the hosting body must be officially registered with the Turkish authorities, and you must obtain the correct visa or permit. Some humanitarian and educational organisations, for example the Red Crescent, UNICEF or accredited NGOs, have special arrangements allowing foreign volunteers under supervised conditions. It is important to note that private volunteering or helping out informally, even for free, in bars, schools or hostels is not legally allowed unless you hold an appropriate authorization. If you're employed by a foreign company and working remotely from Turkey, the rules are more nuanced. Turkey does not yet have a formal digital nomad visa, but many foreigners live temporarily in the country while working online for employers abroad. This is generally tolerated as long as you're not providing goods or services within Turkey. Earning a Turkish income or competing with the local labour market. You must still enter on a valid tourist visa or residence permit, and the safest approach is to apply for a short-term residence permit or ikamet for the purposes such as tourism or property ownership, if staying longer than 90 days. However, it's essential to keep in mind that this does not constitute legal employment within Turkey, and you must not work for or receive payment from Turkish companies without a proper work permit. There are now some fairly strict penalties for working illegally in Turkey. Foreigners who work without authorization can face deportation and a re-entry ban, typically for 5 years, fines for both the individual and the employer, and loss of residence permit and rejection of future visa applications. Employers found hiring foreigners without a permit can face substantial financial penalties and, in serious cases, closure orders from the authorities. So when can a foreigner work in Turkey? You may work legally in Turkey if you are sponsored by a Turkish company that obtains a work permit for you. You are transferred to Turkey by a multinational or foreign employer with operations there. Or you are teaching, working in healthcare, or providing technical expertise under a formal contract. And you are volunteering with an authorized NGO or charitable organization with written permission. Those are the categories. And certain categories, such as foreign academics, sports professionals. So to summarize, foreigners can no longer work casually in Turkey under any circumstances without proper documentation. Hope you found the video useful. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.